Mr. Witness, to fathom that members of the County Assembly would sit and scheme against the executive. Are you sure of your evidence? And do you really want to go on record as a witness of events that really transpired?
That is very true, because members were very bitter, because initially they had been assured that the governor of Meru was going. So
who had assured them? You are talking of assurance.
The political class of leaders, especially those at the national level, but come from Meru County.
The Meru County. I want you to say that again for record purposes. Who, and if you're capable, you can mention names of people you think, or you know, not think, were giving that kind of assurance.
I'm saying
perhaps it would be important, Mr. Speaker, sir, that the witness limits himself to the evidence before the Assembly, so that he does not open Pandora's box and goes on a fishing expedition, mention names that will not be brought before you or before us for cross-examination or re-examination. That line will greatly prejudice our case unless we are assured that the names that shall be put on record will be made available for further re-examination. I am most obliged.
Mr. Speaker, sir, if I may respond to that issue. It is the governor's case that she's a victim of political witch hunt by the political leadership in Meru. Those facts have been alluded to in the affidavit of the witness. We have annexed video evidence which we will play. It is only fair for counsel to allow me conclude on that issue, unless, of course, I'm touching on a live nerve that he's aware of.
Mr. Speaker, sir, you may allow me in response.
Counsel for the County Assembly.
Yes,
just take your seat. You know, yesterday I gave you some latitude because the counsel for the governor rose on a point of order on the very same issue. But I gave you latitude so that we run this smoothly. Kindly allow the governor to present her case the best way she knows how. Having said that, counsel for the governor, do not veer off so far from what is already before us by bringing very new material, which then will not able the counsel for the County Assembly to respond adequately. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I will be pursuing that line shortly, Mr. Witness. It is your testimony that you had been assured that the governor would indeed go home.
You see what happened, Honorable Speaker. Immediately after the first impeachment came to this Assembly, came to this Honorable Senate, and all the counts were still unsubstantiated, we went back to Meru, and the President of this country, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, and the Deputy President initiated a reconciliation between the Assembly and the Executive, and the team from the Assembly and the team from the Executive led by the Governor, while the team from the Assembly was led by the Speaker, stayed here at the office of the Deputy President for 3 days. And we resolved all the matters that and brought us to the first impeachment motion. And therefore, when we went back to Meru, that was maybe for, I think, approximately from February, we had a cordial working relationship between the Executive and the Assembly. And that is the time that the Assembly approved budgets for the school feeding program, the one cow, one needy family program, and so many others. But immediately when the political class sat down and felt maybe the governor had gone rogue, they started mobilizing us, members, intimating to us that now it was time to remove the governor from the office. So many members were reluctant because initially they had a good working relationship with the governor. But now we were mobilized along the political party lines, and that is when we were assured that for sure this time the governor of Meru will not come back to Meru as the governor.
Thank you. You have alluded to a meeting that took place at Mombasa and another meeting that was convened in Nanyuki.
Yes.
after 1 month.
Yes.
Kindly explain to us what transpired in Nanyuki, and if you can remember, who attended that meeting, what was the agenda, and what were the resolutions?
Just before Christmas, and when news for the famous blogger, one sniper, started circulating that he was missing, the county assembly members were facilitated to go to Nanyuki for committee work. And after finishing the committee work, 59 members who had supported the impeachment process were left for a meeting which was attended by all the MPs from Meru, the former CS for Agriculture, in the exclusion of the senator only. All the other political class was there. And we were urged and asked to remain united so that the cause that we had just lost, we can maybe later, at a later date, and we were told that is by 2024 June, the cause that or the fight that we had lost will be brought back, and by that time, for sure, we'll win it.
The cause that you're talking about, what cause is this that you're being urged to continue pursuing?
It was impeaching the governor of Meru.
It was impeaching the governor of Meru. Did at any time the political class within Meru County preach peace, unity, you having a working relationship with the governor of Meru? Did they do that at any moment?
At no point did anybody talk about reconciliation or peace.
How was this meeting facilitated that took place in Nanyuki?
It was facilitated by the assembly through committees. And then later, after the meeting ended, we were given cash of 20,000 each, and we were told it was for Christmas.
Who gave you the 20,000?
The speaker shared it among his members, but of course, it was from the members who had attended that meeting, the political class that attended.
By speaker, you mean which speaker? Of which?
Speaker of the County Assembly of Meru, sorry.
Yes, we are in a Senate which has a speaker.
Certainly, it cannot be me, counsel for the government.
I wanted to have that on record, Mr. Speaker, sir. Thank you for that clarification. It was the Speaker of County Assembly of Meru.
Yes.
Thank you. So how many MCAs were in Nanyuki for the retreat?
For the committee work, all members were there, the 69 members, but for the meeting, it was for the 59 members only who had supported the impeachment process for the governor.
So each of the 59 got 20,000 shillings from the speaker?
Yes.
Might you know where that money had come from?
It wasn't disclosed, but we were told it was a Christmas gift from the political leaders who were there that time. I stated that all the members of National Assembly from Meru were there in the exclusion of the senator only. The women rep was there, and also the former CS Agriculture was in that meeting.
And you are talking about the political leadership across the political divide, not just one political party?
Yes, across the political parties or the political divide.
Were you given any timelines or any specifics on how you would prosecute the resolution that had been arrived at?
Of course, we gave all the plans that we reached at in Mombasa, and then we were told to forge ahead with them. And then for the impeachment of the governor was to be reintroduced on or around June 2024.
You have talked about other ways of frustrating Her Excellency's government. What other ways were agreed upon, if any, on how you would frustrate the governor of Meru?
The main agreement was that one will sabotage the government of Meru through the budget-making process from the CADP, the CFSP going onward. And also it was agreed that there were programs that were being undertaken by the county government of Meru that were making the governor very popular on the ground, and therefore they had to be stopped. And that was the school feeding program for ECD learners, and also the one cow, one needy family program that was being carried out by the county government of Meru.
So is it your evidence that indeed members of the county assembly schemed to have the ECD school feeding program scrapped for the sole purpose of sabotaging the governor's governance within the county?
Yes, and indeed it happened in the assembly where the Committee on Agriculture tabled a report and declared that there was no policy for the school feeding program, and for the one cow, one in the family program, and it was halted, and also the school feeding program was halted by the same assembly.
Mr. Kawira, the members of the County Assembly of Meru are public officers,
yes,
paid by taxpayers.
Yes.
How does it make you feel that you are part of a scheme to frustrate the very mwananchi that has elected you to public office, to the extent of scrapping the school feeding of the poor children for political gain? How does it make you feel?
It is very
and what does it say about the County Assembly of Meru?
It is very unfortunate and regrettable that public servants can sit down and try to sabotage the same wananchi who have voted for them. And it also shows the level of desperation or the laws that the County Assembly of Meru can go so as to remove from office one Governor Kawira mwangaza.
Thank you. Yesterday, there was a clip that was played here at the Senate, and there was one gentleman who was very vocal, and the mover of the motion said that that gentleman is not a leader within Meru County. Do you recall that? Can we watch VKM 13? VKM 13. We may need an interpreter on standby. Mr. Speaker, sir, with your indulgence, we may need a translator of the Meru language with your guidance.
Sergeant at Arms, kindly usher in the translator.
Thank you. Can we watch VKM 13?
As I said, I want to tell the County Assembly of Meru, we can't wait any longer. We We want to see the County Assembly of Meru. Weni Mheshimiwa Munya, weni Kadhuri Morongi, weni CS Lentore, weni Motuma Mtoidhikia, weni Ayubu Bundi, weni Dani Kere, and the other members of the assembly will sit down and have a cup of tea and even say nothing. That day, the redemption of Meru will be nigh.
Interpreter is here. Thank you. We can proceed with the clip.
Now this time round,
Kasa, honorable members, my name is Muthengi Mpara. I'm from KBC, Mwago FM, as an this time round, we don't want many stories.
We want to be very simple.
We want it to be very simple. We'll come to Senate. Kathuri.
I know you are there, our senator. Time round, sisi mtatuona kama wamama. Akitoa kitambaa tunatoa. Okay, japoza hivyo kwa kuigelwa kiao.
And and then we'll bring that matter there and we'll be ready. As the women from the county. to help you for whatever cost.
Actually, some of us have even made a decision.
Actually,
let it obey the Meru. We understand Kiswahili, we do understand English.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We can proceed with the clip uninterrupted when it is in Kiswahili and English.
We are ending so that the Meru can be out of the mess that it is. So ile kitu tunataka kuomba tu, naona tuko na wafoma waziri hapa, Mheshimiwa Munya, Mheshimiwa Kaduri, Mheshimiwa Victoria na the Deputy Governor. Batu watawangaratania.
We here, Honorable Munya and others, kindly don't disrupt the process and never take us around. Sorry, kindly, a little back. Maybe just a little something. Just prepare yourself. It's you who will help us. Don't let us down. We can sit down and talk like elders. So we heard whatever you were saying with our ears.
Niwaambie rais amesikia shinda zile tuliko nazo Meru.
Thank you. Honorable Witness, and I would request the translator to remain by, with your permission, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Witness, kindly explain to us, if you are aware, the venue of this meeting, who are in attendance, and what was being said. And most importantly, the gentleman who spoke first, who is he?
Yes, it was in Abario, in parts of the Gembe region, where all members of the, members of the county assembly, the majority who support the impeachment process were there. And also other leaders were the former governor, Honorable. We had the CS then for agriculture. Our beloved senator was there also. And the first gentleman who spoke is called Mwendia Muguna alias Alaji, who is the Secretary General for the Bas Party at the county level for the county of Meru.
The mover of the motion was here yesterday, and she said that that gentleman is not a leader of any political party in Meru. What would your evidence?
Secretary General for the Bas Party in Meru County, and previously he also served in the government of Governor Kawira as the Director of Events, and previously in 2013 he was a nominated councillor, a nominated MCA by the Bas Party in the County Assembly of Meru.
Thank you. So briefly, what transpired in that meeting? What were the resolutions? What were the pleas by the various speakers?
The plea from various speakers that we have seen from that video is for the continuation of the removal of the governor of Meru from office through impeachment.
And did you get a response to the pleas?
From who?
Did you get any response from the attendees of the plea that you had made? That rather the people speaking had made?
Yeah, the members of the county assembly and the crowd that was there applauded for those pleas.
There is a certain lady in that clip. We will go to the Senate and take that woman, and this time round, we will take a woman who will also cry. Who is that?
That is and she was stating that because indicating that, and maybe the Senate says the governor because of agenda, then the next impeachment process will be initiated by a woman, so that when they come to the Senate, if the governor sheds tears, they also shed tears to maybe for the Senate to sympathize with them.
Is it then a surprise that this impeachment motion was brought by a woman?
It wasn't a surprise at all.
Is it part of the scheme, or was it just a coincidence?
It is part of the scheme and the machinations behind the impeachment of Governor Kawira Mwangaza.
Let us watch VKM12 from the governor's exhibit of videos.
The Secretary General of Makambas.
We can pause there.
Nataka.
We can pause there and have the translator tell us what he has just said. We can play it again for
the Secretary General of Makambas.
We can pause.
The Secretary General for the party of BAS.
So that gentleman introduces himself in the capacity that he holds. Is that so, Mr. Witness?
That is true.
Thank you. Let us proceed.
Nataka kusema hivi, na hii ni habari ambaye anasimama ama ameteuliwa na chama cha BAS, minority leader na uongozi wa assembly. Kama kunaye amehasi akaondoka njia yenu, mwambieni huyo, apende asipende ataenda. Lazima kila mmoja atii amri, na leo ni amri tunatoa. Hakuna wa kusimama kando, hata hiyo kiti ulichonacho tutachukua. Kwa hivyo tunataka kuambia viongozi, wakishindwa na Kawira, watuachie sisi wananchi, tuende tumtoe hiyo nyumba yake. Ukaona libaya latendeka, zuia kwa nguvu ya mwili. Ukashindwa kuzuia kwa nguvu ya mwili, zuia kwa mdomo yako. Ukashindwa kuzuia kwa mdomo, chukia kwa roho yako. Na hiyo ndio udhaifu wa imani, kuchukia kwa roho. Finally, mkogwerwa monoma wote wote kure abadrikari.
We can pause and have the...
Finally, I'm very excited now that Maua is not paying the cess or the tax. No one is going to pay anymore. Even those metals should be sold like scrap metals. Those metals over there should be sold like scrap metals. We are going to advertise. We're going to say that there is nowhere that tax will be collected anymore. We'll never give out our money to be used in corruption during in Senate.
Asanteni sana. The Secretary.
Thank you. Mr. Witness, you have confirmed that this gentleman is the Secretary General of BAS Party at the county level.
In fact, he stated the same himself in that clip.
And where was this event? What was taking place and who were in attendance, if you are aware?
It was held at Kinoru Stadium in Meru during requirements for the late sniper. Members of the county assembly were present, Other leaders from also the National Assembly were present, and members of the public.
What is your intervention? Certainly, it cannot be a point of order.
Mr. Speaker, there was an inconsistency between the interpretation, the verbal, and the whatever we saw written on the screen, particularly within that clip that relates to bribe of the Senate. The interpreter did not mention bribe, but the transcript on the screen mentioned bribe. Could that be made clear, Mr. Speaker?
Can you play that clip again? And Mr. Interpreter.
Yes, sir.
You know the Meru language very well, yeah?
Yes, Mr. Speaker,
okay,
sir.
give us the true translation.
All right, thank you.
General Makambas.
You can play to the very end. The very end, I think the last few seconds.
I'm very excited now that Maua is not paying cess or tax to the government. And they are not going to pay anymore. Even those metals should be sold like scrap metals. Those metals over there should be sold like scrap metals. And we are going to announce that there is nowhere that tax will be collected. To give out our money to go and bribe a Senate.
Thank you. We can pause there. I think for the sake of Honorable Kajwang, that is now clear. Mr. Witness,
Is it now clear, Senator for Homa Bay? You got it clearly?
In the first instance, the translator used the word to corrupt the Senate. In the second instance, he's used the word to bribe the Senate. Perhaps I leave it to the senators to confirm whether those are synonyms.
You know, English and Meru sometimes can vary drastically.
Indeed, I can confirm that, my lord.
Proceed.
So, the gentleman is talking about selling some metals as scrap. What metals is he referring to?
It is the cess stand, which is used to collect revenue for the Meru County government.
So he's inciting members of the public, number one, not to pay revenue, and number two, to even destroy public property.
That is true.
That's true. And why is he telling them to do that?
He is alluding to the fact that the revenue collected by the county government of Meru is used to bribe the Senate during impeachment processes.
Thank you. Can we now watch VKM 18? From the beginning.
Sniper jule yale tutatembea na hii familia kwa vyovyote vile Mungu akitujalia.
The body of Sniper is over there.
Viongozi tukishikana na hawa hakuna kitu atuwe familia. So familia Sniper personally mimi mwenyewe nitafanya maneno mimi mwenyewe na pia wabunge tutasaidiana tuone hii familia imekaa vizuri.
Na inaonekana mauaji yalifanyika na gavana wa Meru. Tunaomba gavana wa Meru leo na bwana wake wakamata leo. Mnakubaliana na mimi? Wasipomkamata leo, sisi wa Meru tutawasha moto Meru.
Si basi tutoe sandaka tuweke hapo kwa Sniper. 247 then account number 07 cash.
For the one who has cash.
Na cash
those who got that cash should bring here
Bishop Rungama
to the bishop here. Bishop, can you stand?
Vote of thanks.
Get a place you can receive that cash. We go dropping that cash over there.
We can stop there for now. Mr. Witness, where was this event and who are the people that we have just watched in that video so far?
That was also another requirement held at Kinoru Stadium, requirement for the late sniper. And the speakers who have already been shown in that clip, we have Honorable Rindekiri, member of Parliament for Bori. We have also seen another public member from Egembe. We have also seen the Speaker of the County Assembly of Meru.
What role was the Speaker playing in this event?
He is passing the mic to Wana Alaji or Mondia Muguna. Therefore, I deem he was the MC of that event.
We have seen about Sadaka for a pay bill and some other. You were able to.
For the late sniper's family, and the Speaker is stating.
Who is that individual?
I did capture that.
There is an individual talking about the murder of Sniper and saying that they are going to lead fire within Meru.
Oh yes, he is a political activist in Meru County.
Thank you. Let us proceed and watch the remaining part of the video.
Ndero akiroi na cash na chwaga ntwako yukia cash waro aje pa thanks
a house of shame, a house of shame on you, and we are ashamed that institution in Kenya, which is supposed to safeguard the interests of the people of Kenya, succumbed to a few coins, a few cents. Shetani ashindwe. Hii ugonjwa atunge kuwa nao wakati huu. Kumbukeni, Mbone Arware, I want to remind you, ulisimama mbunge la Senate, ukaita watu wa Meru waenda wazimu. Siku ya leo nataka kutadharisha, wa Meru wamekuonyesha, sio wa Meru waenda wazimu ni nyinyi. Mjumba la haibu, mjumba la kulimia tumba zao, ni nyinyi waenda wazimu, sio sisi.
Thank you. I do not know whether you want to make any comments in respect to that video, but I felt that it is self-explanatory.
I do not wish to comment because it is regrettable and the ones are self-explanatory.
Now, Mr. Kawira, kindly, in very few minutes, talk about the governor's efforts. Thank you for the indication of time. Tell us any efforts that you are aware of that the governor of Meru made to reconcile with leaders, if any, and what role you played. Because the assumption has been that the governor is a lone ranger who does not work with any member of the county assembly and other political leaders within Meru.
In fact, immediately after the second impeachment failed in the Senate, the governor of Meru went back to Meru and made a clarion call that let all leaders come together and unite. She made a call for reconciliation and also asked for forgiveness if she had wronged any leader in Meru. And thereafter, the governor of Meru went ahead and stopped Okolea programs, which had aggrieved members of the county assembly. Thereafter, the governor trying to reach out to me, myself as the leader of the majority party at that time, and I hid to the call where I went and listened to her carefully, and she told me the plans that she had, that she was inviting all the members of the county assembly to come and work together with her. And at that moment, I asked her to give me time as the leader of the majority party to go and try reach out to other members so that maybe she can organize a meeting with them and try to forge or try to bring reconciliation. After I left, I went and reached out to the members of the county assembly, and they all declined, especially the leadership of the county assembly, declined to attend a meeting with the governor. And once I communicated that message back to the governor, she asked me if she can make our efforts about reaching out public and state that we had met, and I agreed because I was convinced about her genuineness that time. And she went ahead and made that remark that the majority leader of the government of the county assembly of Meru and agreed to reconcile and work with her. Immediately thereafter, that remark, Speaker, majority for the 59 members who were in support of the impeachment process, where during that meeting myself, I was tasked to explain if I was still for the cause of the statement that the governor had made. And if so, I should apologize to the members because I intended to maybe bring disunity or disarray their cause. At that point, myself, I stood up and told them that it was the time. A time had come that every member of the county assembly should be given freedom to exercise their democratic right of either to support Governor Kawira Mwangaza or to oppose her. What followed immediately, I walked out of that meeting because I declined to apologize or tell them if I was for that cause. Immediately after that, a press conference was issued, led by the majority whip, where they declared because of some they have to do some alignments in the leadership positions of the assembly, so that the business of the assembly cannot be disrupted by maybe leaders who abandoned that cause. At that point, Honorable Speaker, because that was a press conference that was covered nationally, the then Secretary General of the UDA party nationally, one Honorable Cleophas Malala, wrote a letter to myself and to the whip indicating that there should be no leadership changes in the positions of the majority party, and invited us for a meeting that we attended in Nairobi. And during that meeting, the majority of members saying that the problem of Meru County was the majority leader, and it is at that point that I was removed as the majority leader of the majority party in the assembly. And also other changes were made where the deputy majority whip was also removed because we were all in support of the governor of Meru County.
Thank you. Have you adduced any evidence to support that you involved your party leadership at the national level and that they gave a clear directions which were ignored?
Yes, I've adduced evidence.
Honorable Senators, I want to refer you to pages 470 of volume that is 1B. All the way to page 473. Indeed, they run all the way to page 490. Page 470 to page 491. In fact, we can go all the way to page 500, indicating the complaints by the members of County Assembly who are in support of the governor and who are being victimized for their move. For the sake of time, I would just leave the senators to refer to those documents. Mr. Kawira, what transpired after your removal from the County Assembly? Who took over your position?
My position was taken by the member who was formerly my deputy, and that of the deputy was taken by the mover of the current motion, Honorable Zipporah. And immediately after the changes were made and communicated in the Assembly, the leadership of the County Assembly of Meru went further ahead, and removed all the 13 members who are in support of the governor then. You remember during the second impeachment motion, the governor had only 10 members. And when I was tasked to state if I was still for the cause and I walked out, other 2 members followed me, so we became 13. The 13 of us were de-whipped from 3 key select committees. That is the Committee on Budget and Appropriations, County Assembly Committee on Public Accounts, and Committee on Implementation. And then after, every person of the 13 who held a leadership position in any of committees of the Assembly were removed from those positions through a vote of no confidence. Therefore, members lost chairmanship of committees, they lost vice chairmanship of committees, and also those who served in the Speaker's panel initially were also removed, and the Speaker's panel was expanded to 18 members, 8 members, so that it can incorporate the members who, out of the 56, who are not earning any responsibility allowance in that Assembly.
I want you to clarify on that issue of expanding the Speaker's panel. What was the initial number of members of the Speaker's panel?
The initial number that the Assembly had approved was 11. In our standing orders, the members of the Speaker's panel should be can take care of 5, that is the Speaker.
And when you talk about Speaker,
18 members, so that it can take care of members who are not earning any responsibility allowance and they were in opposition to the governor.
And when you talk about Speaker's panel, what kind of allowances, if any, do they draw?
Of course, when you serve in the Speaker's panel, you draw some responsibility allowance. And also you benefit from trainings, capacity building, skills improvement, and what have you.
And you said the maximum number of members allowed as per the standing orders are 4.
Yes.
How much money are we losing as taxpayers for the expanded Speaker's panel, in your estimation?
In my estimation, every member who serves in the Speaker's panel draws around 26 or 27,000 every month as responsibility allowance. They also have special meetings that they draw allowances. And also, of course, they do benefit from DSAs and per diems when they attend trainings and capacity building workshops.
And let us look at page 262, volume 1B, there lies the report of the Auditor General confirming indeed that 18 members of the County Assembly of Meru have been included in the Speaker's panel for the purposes of drawing allowances. Are you able to see that?
The one on that page was before the expansion of the committee, the one that was composed of 11 members.
Yes, proceed.
But later it was expanded to 18 members. It is indeed true that they draw benefits from taxpayers' money.
Thank you. In your assessment, what does that communicate about the County Assembly of Meru?
It clearly shows that the County Assembly, especially the leadership, was going to any length to make sure that no single MCA will decide to either support the governor because of the victimization and intimidation that has been happening, and of course the financial losses that any member